Hey everybody, I'm Russo, and I do a little work here and there. It looks confusingly enough like we're back in the research workshop. And wouldn't you know it, oh god, it's true. Oh, the schedule's gotten really messed up. But that's my fault. See, I just get on a project like this one. We're working on spaceship walls. And, especially when there's a lot of math involved, I just go through equation after equation after equation, and then I come up with something like this. And, of course, this is based on the design from, last week, I suppose? I think it was called Custom Display Stand. I'll put a link in the description. But there are a lot of notable differences here. One, of course, this is a spaceship wall. I mean, not necessarily a spaceship wall. It could work for other things. But I need spaceships, so I'm calling this spaceship walls. Of course, this is only one of several different designs. This one I'm calling the number 2 because it accommodates 2 spaces. And for my purposes, I'm doing 1.25 inch spaces. There are a bunch of design concerns here, but I'm not going to get into them now because I already see a few things that I'd like to change. So for demonstration purposes, I have 3 number 2 pieces, one of which has been painted just in metal colors, though I suppose to differentiate ships you should put some colored stripes, or I don't know, you could make these bits in the back look like fluorescent lights or something. Anyway, we also have 2 what I'm designating as Type E pieces. Why Type E? Well, because you use them for everything. I mean, realistically, you don't use them for everything, but you can use them for lots of things. So, for instance, say you've run out of number 4 pieces. They're not pictured here, but they are pieces that cover 4 1.25 inch spaces. And again, we're saying that we don't have any, but we do have some of these number 2 pieces and some Type E pieces. So, a Type E piece in between 2 number 2s, and all of a sudden you have a number 4. And real quick, I'll bring up a rendering of these pieces, or, I guess it's the standard pieces. And on this page, left to right, top to bottom, we've got type A, B, and C, which should all give you less than a playable space, but you never know, you might need one of those to equal a particular length using the other pieces. Then at the end of that first row, we have a number 1, and then going down the page, number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And again, those numbers represent how many spaces you get out of each piece. Of course, you can also see that the Type E is not represented here. Also not represented is the Type D, A, B, C, D, which is for doors. Of course, as you can imagine, since the Type E is a Type B with the finger joints moved to the back, a door is something similar. Most likely a modified number 2, though these are half-height walls, so the door will likely be taller. Or not likely, it'll most definitely be taller. I've got sketches, but they're over there, and we're playing with these right now. And really, it is this Type E piece that makes all of the difference. It makes it so you don't have to make, I don't know how many, but tons of different designs for pieces to equal different lengths. You've got the inside corner of a wall, but you also want to do the outside corner of a wall. And now the number 2 pieces are just too short. Just too short. That is, you'd have to make a number 2 piece plus 1/4 inch, but then you also have to make a 3 through 6 plus 1/4 inch, just in case. And you don't want to waste all that time. It's a lot of time, even considering that realistically you only have to make one of these and then make a mold, or one of each and then make a mold. But still, even if you have something to cut it out for you, it's going to take you, the better part of an hour to put one of these together, especially if it's one of the long ones. You got to worry about glue drying out before you get the pieces stuck together. But yeah, research workshop, this is just a test. I got to figure out some of the bigger issues here. The Type E pieces have solved a lot of my problems, and in truth, they're not just going to be linking pieces like this. Sure, it makes it a lot easier to have a double-sided wall with, a nice end cap, but that brings up another thing that I've been thinking about a lot, which is double-sided walls. I suppose it's not a huge concern given the design here, where every square is 1 1/4 inch and the walls are 1/4 inch, and you're just trying to leave an inch in any given space. But in my mind, there are larger concerns. But yeah, people say turn this display stand into a set of dungeon walls, and well, that's basically what I've done. Just not in bricks this time. I mean, it wouldn't be too tough to make it into bricks, but I'm not too concerned with that right now. I don't go into a lot of dungeons in my games that are made of bricks, though I generally tend to stay away from high fantasy as well, personal preferences and all. But yeah, it is what it is, and so far it works pretty well. Just finger joints, and I even took out the slot and mortise. I thought that was a little excessive, and I can think of some other ways to keep the walls on the rest of the board. Fingers crossed you just wouldn't move it around too much, but I think the solution is linking the floor tiles, which I've also put quite a bit of thought into, so maybe look forward to that sometime next month. And as for the rest of this month, which, granted, it's only a few days, but you can expect it to be a little content light. We're watching the bandwidth right now. Or, that is, you know what they say, I'm a computer, help computer. Stop all the downloading. But I can't. I just can't stop. So, until next time, this has been the Research Workshop on Rousseau Works, and I'm Rousseau, out.